being a teenager here, I think is really dope, to be honest. Like, my parents became so much less strict. I'm telling you, I was never able to stay out past freaking 10 o'clock at night in America. But here, like, they will let me stay out till like 5 in the morning because it's just that safe.
I'm Vanessa Kanbi, and this is West African Wave, a series where I interview people within West Africa and in the diaspora. I am interviewing Ricki. She moved from Tennessee to the Gambia when she was 16 years old, and she's now 19. We discuss her school experience, how she feels living in the Gambia now, and what there is to do for teenagers. What I would say is her school experience is her own, and that it really does show the importance of finding the right school for your child. Oh, hey, Ricki, thanks so much for coming on to my channel.
Thank you so much for having me, Vanessa.
So do you know what's so funny? Just before we came on this call, I got like a notification which said, please get your parents' channel onto my channel. And I was like, oh, well, I've got their daughter coming on.
I love that. I wish they were here to be at least part of it and answer some questions, but they're at the land right now.
Oh, so where did it all start for you and moving to Gambia?
To be honest, is obviously because of them. Like, they've always wanted to come to Africa. They've always wanted to live here. And it was between three countries they got it down to, which was Tanzania, Zimbabwe, and Gambia. And in 2015, they took a trip to Gambia. And without even giving the other countries a try, they were just like, this is the place they want to be. And the following year, they took us all here. And we've just been here ever since, really. They just always wanted to live in Africa. And this just happened to be the first place they fell in love with. So, yeah.
So since you were younger, have they been talking to you about moving to Africa and the fact that they've wanted to move?
Of course, yes. Ever since I can remember, to be honest, they've always talked about being in touch with our roots and like being in love with ourselves and like our African ancestry, I should say, I guess. Like, just being in touch with our roots and not forgetting where we're coming from. And yeah, they always said they wanted to come to Africa. They just never said where. And like I said, they finally took a trip in 2015, and they were just like, you guys are going to love it here, this and that, wait till you see it. And then, yeah, literally the following year, we just came, and that was that.
So whereabouts were you born?
I was born in Clarksville, Tennessee. It's a big jump.
I've been to Tennessee, actually, because some of my cousins live over there, my auntie, yeah. When your parents were telling you when you were growing up, obviously, like, be in touch with your roots, did you connect with that as well? And did you look into it, or were you just kind of like listening to your parents?
Yeah, to be honest, I'm not going to lie to you. At first, like, obviously, like, you know, when you're young and you have that, like, growing up as like a Black teen in America, you're always given that, like, what you see on TV of Africa, like the way it's always portrayed and stuff. Like, unfortunately, I fell into that like mindset of like, oh, like, it's going to look this way, or like people are going to act this way, you know, and it wasn't really a good mindset, you know. So I'm not going to lie. Of course, I always thought like they all lived in huts, you know, like the typical stupid mindset a lot of young children, immature minds would have. But eventually, like, when they first told us, like, Gambia specifically, like, I was like 15, I think, 15, 16. And me at that time, I was a little bit more like mature. And I was like, I'm excited because Africa, animals, I love animals. And like, just the idea of just leaving boring old Tennessee. So just the idea of that, I just immediately went to Instagram and like did the hashtag Gambia and like searched everything about Gambia, like just everything. And then like, I just got so excited just seeing how nice it looked there. And so, yeah, at first, I'm not gonna lie, yeah, I didn't really mind it too much. But then, yeah, when they first told us like where exactly, I definitely was excited to go.
So were you 16 when you made the move?
I was 15, but then I turned 16.
Oh,
yeah.
Right. Because obviously that's quite a like vital time or like age in your life where you've got your friends, it's like solid friend groups and stuff.
First year into high school, literally. I only had 1 year in the American high school, and like, yeah, that was it.
And how did that feel, leaving all your friends in your life behind as a teenager?
It was really, I was sad, of course, but at the same time, you know, I didn't really have like a large amount of friends. Like, I have like people that I talk to and associate with, of course, but like my hardcore like best friend, I only have like one, and we're still friends to this day. But she actually came over here as well. But yeah, it wasn't really that. I was sad, of course, to leave her mainly, yeah, and my family. But I mean, on the other hand, I was like, this is a new beginning. Like, I'm probably gonna make more friends over there, and it is what it is. Like,
So did you start going to high school in Gambia when you moved over?
yeah,
So
I finished high school here. My last 2 years I did. It should have been 3 years I did, but here they don't have like your 12th grade. So I only did 2 years here, and that was that. My
how,
last 2 years.
how was school in Gambia?
I made a whole video on that, to be honest. And for me personally, I did not really like it at first, but in the end, like it was a little bit better. But overall, I did not really like it. I felt like I was teaching myself uh pretty much the whole time. And like, I don't know, I just did not feel like I was really learning anything. It just felt like a waste of money. And the fact that the school that I went to was called like the number one school in Gambia was kind of mind blowing to me, because like the way that certain things they went about things, it was just like, how is this the number one school and we're having to carry our own desk and chairs to the next class? And also on that video too, I got a lot of backlash from the people from that school for simply speaking my own personal experience. And it was kind of like, it was hurtful, but at the same time, like, hateful people are going to be hateful people. But yeah, I just did not like my experience there, to be honest. And that's just my personal experience. So I don't know why people were upset about that.
So was it a private school?
Yeah, that's the thing. It was a private school and it was not cheap. It wasn't. And just the way that it was set up, it was like, this is supposed to be a private school, the number one school, and my mom is paying all this money, and I don't feel like the teachers are learning. The first 2 weeks of school, my math teacher didn't even come to class, and I just felt like they were very unserious. I felt like I had to be like saying things to them that they didn't even know, so it was very frustrating to me. And on top of that, I had like girls who were like chatty, and always saying that I think that I'm better than them, when that's never came out of my mouth. I'm not that type of girl to do that. I'm always like open to talking to someone. But me, at first, I was obviously like shy. I didn't know the language. And anytime they would conversate and be in their groups, they would be speaking Wolof, which is a local language here. So of course I was a bit cornered off at first. But yeah, just the girls, like they were just another thing. And yeah, just having those two things, the girls and like drama and like the teachers and the education just not being there, it was very frustrating. But in the end, I graduated and I made it through, and that's the most important thing.
Did you make some good friends there at the school?
Yes, I made one really, really good friend, two actually, but the main one that I was always with every single day, she was really special to me. She is so kind. She was so kind. She passed away, unfortunately,
Oh,
this
I'm
year, actually.
sorry.
Yeah, the day before New Year's, I believe. That's when I found out. And it was really heartbreaking because, like, whenever I think of Sebek, I automatically think of her, because if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have wanted to like continue going to that school, because she really helped me out. She taught me a lot of Wolof phrases, and she was just always so funny and just always made me look forward to going back to that school.
Well, I've never been to Gambia, but I've got quite a few friends that actually grew up in Gambia. I don't know what the school's called, but they went to like actually I think it was like an called
There's Sebek, there's Marina International,
yeah,
and
that one.
I'm not sure.
Marina
Marina.
International. Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone seems to be from there. I was supposed to go there first, but every time I went there, it was always full. Literally.
Oh,
Like, it's
right.
always
Okay.
full. Everybody loves to go there, it seems.
Oh.
But yeah. For me, I just felt like when I did try to make friends with people, I just felt like it was hard. Like, if you do not speak the language, it's going to be hard for you to really conversate with them. And in the beginning, I was very antisocial, as I mentioned in a lot of my videos, because I miss my friend back in America. So I just was like, no, I don't want to make any new friends. I'm not going to like betray her, that type of
Mm-hmm.
silly mindset. I don't know. But I just stayed in the house because I was sad. And when you just stay in for so long, you don't go out and like associate and like really you don't really learn how to speak the language properly. My brother, on the other hand, he went out so much, and he is like practically fluent in the language now. He can speak
Wow.
like full on conversations. Yeah, I just posted a video of him like literally saying Wolof phrases and everything. He's really good at it, but that's because he actually went out and hung out with people that actually speak it. And the friends that I've made here, they speak Wolof, of course, but like they have been outside of Gambia, so like they don't really speak it as much when I'm around. I guess when I'm around them, I don't know. I don't know, but Yeah,
How old's your
so
brother?
he is 18, 1 year younger than me.
Oh wow, you guys, and your parents have got 7 kids, is that right? So you've got 6 siblings.
7, yeah. But only 4 here right now. 3, sorry, but 4 including me.
Okay,
My 2 brothers and my older sister.
so the older, like your older sister and your older brother, did they make the choice to come with you, like out of their own choice? Could they have stayed in
Oh,
America?
see, the thing about that, initially, it was just my 2 brothers who came with me. The other 5, they stayed in America. And sorry, the other 4, I should say, like the oldest ones, they stayed in America because they had jobs and like children to take care of, and they just weren't really ready to make that big move just yet. So yeah, it was just my two brothers, my oldest brother and my younger brother. And yeah, so they first came with us, but then when we went back to America in 2018 for a visit, my oldest sister, she chose to come here. Like, actually, my parents are like, just come over here, see how you like it, just for 6 months, 6 months only. So she came over here, and remember, she was just supposed to stay here for 6 months. She's literally been here ever since, and it's been a whole 2 years. She didn't want to go back. And I always say, yeah, once you get a taste of here, like, you're not gonna want to go back. And if you do go back, you're gonna be dying to get here. And that's exactly what happened to her. She loved it so much. She stayed. She said, forget about the 6 months.
So
So yeah,
how do you feel about
it's
it now? Obviously, you struggled, I guess, at school, like you weren't really enjoying it very much. Now that you finished
yeah.
school, how do you feel?
I feel a lot better, actually. I feel like I've learned so much more, like, being out of that school, and like, just, I feel like when I was in that school, I was trying so hard to have people like me or accept me as like an African, I should say. And
Mm.
being there, I really just felt, I don't know how to explain it. I just felt like I wasn't like of African descent. They made me out to be such, like, as they call it here, a tubob, which is like, they don't necessarily mean a white person, but they just say, like, if you have, like, basically
Foreign,
calling you bougie,
basically.
yeah, foreigner, or like bougie, I guess. But yeah, I just felt like I didn't belong there. But finally being out of such an environment like that, and being able to actually find myself, who I am, and not really caring who likes me, like, I don't know, I just feel like it's so much more freeing. And I've actually found my passion, which is doing YouTube and spreading, like, my experience and everything, and my journey here with the rest of the world. And not only that, but now I'm pursuing, like, massage therapy. I want to be a massage therapist. So I've kind of, like, went to this lady who said she can teach me and train me for that. So yeah, just doing those things, it's really like, it's so much more of a better feel. Like, just, I feel like I'm doing so much more for myself, instead of, you know, I don't know. I just feel like so much before I was trying so hard to just be accepted here. Now I'm just feeling so relaxed. I don't know
Yeah,
how to.
comfortable in
Yeah,
yourself, I guess.
comfortable, definitely, definitely. And I now have a group of friends that I'm comfortable with, and they accept me for who I am. And yeah, I've definitely learned a little bit more of the language, actually. So I guess that helped me a lot more in being comfortable here.
So, what tips would you give? I've had some emails from some people who have kids that want to make the move, like maybe teenagers as well. What tips would you give to one, parents that are thinking of bringing their kids over, and also teenagers that are making the move? From your experience, what would you advise? Would learning the language be one of them?
Most definitely. Definitely, before you come over here, definitely take maybe some classes online or something, learning the language, because that would definitely help you a lot more getting around, and not just getting around, making friends, if you're into making friends. And yeah, just really definitely learning the language, I would say, is a really big tip. And yeah, don't come over here also with the closed mind, because, like I said before, I had such a mentality of, like, it's going to look like this, the houses are going to look like that, the people are going to be like this, blah blah blah. And really, all of that was like, no, the houses are huge here, like, it's mansions, like, nothing that I envisioned it to be, as they portrayed it on, like, media in America and so on. It was nothing like that, and I was just like in shock. It was like a lot to take in, because, like, this is what has been hidden from me all of my life, and I'm finally here seeing that. So I would definitely say, yeah, definitely come here with an open mind, and really take some lessons on learning the language, because it'll really help you out. And also, of course, like, if you have children, if you're a parent who has children coming here, definitely tell them to check out my YouTube channel, because I'll tell them straight up, like, you're definitely going to have culture shock at first, but you're definitely going to open up more. Like culture shock is normal. You're going to love it here. I love it here. My whole family loves it here. And it really is a hidden gem is what I can say. Like definitely.
Are you glad now that your parents brought you?
Absolutely. At first I hated them. I hated my dad. My mom, she was of course like kind of like on my side. She was like, oh my God, why are we here? She wasn't used to it. You know, she was trying her best, of course, as like his wife, you have to support, but I can tell she didn't like it. So I would kind of like hint to her like, Mom, can you talk to Dad? Like, tell him we don't like you here, kind of like trying to hint to her. But now I absolutely love it. And I'm so glad they didn't listen to me, because if they would have listened to me, like, oh my God, I don't know where we would be now. But I'm so happy that we're here, because so much more is happening for us and for me that would have never happened if we were still in America, So I'm definitely grateful that we made this trip here.
And what are your parents? So they've got their own YouTube channel, and you guys are building. What is it that you're building? And are you involved in that process as well?
Pretty much, as my dad would describe it, is like just a place where I wish he was here to explain it, because I don't want to word it wrong, but it's basically just where he says like where they can grow their own, people who can grow their own foods and stuff, non-GMO stuff, and like just like a little community out there, where he's providing jobs. He wants to build schools. He wants to build houses, everything. He wants to do literally everything. I really can't just say just one thing, because it's literally, they're not going to stop on just one thing. They want to do it all. Anything you can imagine, they want to do out there.
So is it for you to live as well out there?
Yes, of course. Especially people of like us, you know what I'm saying?
From the diaspora.
Exactly. Especially that, and he definitely wants to create that. And the YouTube channel, of course, helps that, because it shows the people who are like us from the diaspora that it's possible to come back to Africa and build here and have your own thing set up here, So yeah, he's basically wanting to do all of that out there, just anything, everything. I know he really wants to build schools and just create a better life for Africans, a big community for everybody to just have jobs and just live beautifully, I guess.
Like in a community together.
Yes.
Sounds really amazing.
And grow their own crops. Thank you.
That's what I want to do as well. I really want to basically buy land where I can grow my own food and be like self-sustainable. I mean, I think I'm going to live between the two places, but it's so important, especially at a time like this where
where stuff is so like scary. It's so scary. It's true.
Amazing. So have you been to any other African countries?
I've been to just Senegal and Guinea-Bissau, I think. Yeah, Senegal and Guinea-Bissau.
And how does Gambia compare?
Senegal was not that different from Gambia, besides like, of course, they speak more French over there. And honestly, that was very struggling, like going over there and not really knowing French that well. Of course, I was taking French in school, but your girl was in the C class. I was not that good in French. So it was very hard. Of course, I can speak like the greetings and stuff, but just getting around there was very difficult. And not only that, everything seemed to be so compacted in there and congested. And like, I don't know, it's just like you couldn't really move around. And here, like in the traffic, when things are like they drive the same way there, like the traffic and the drivers are crazy there, but the way the traffic is always congested, it was very congested over there, and people would be selling as the traffic is congested and selling fruits and stuff. So I was like, wow, this is just like Gambia. And not only in Senegal is it like that, but it's also like that in Guinea-Bissau. It was very congested. And literally, I feel like all of those countries are kind of like, they all share the same thing, like in that sense of like the hustle, like it doesn't stop. Like the people are all constantly like selling, and the people are set up on the streets. When you go out into like the city, like you see the people set up with the thingies, some things at the market. And yeah, it was crazy. But I'm not gonna lie, there's a video that my parents had did our trip to Guinea-Bissau that I helped them edit. But it was like when you cross the borders, the problem with that is like the police can be very corrupt. And that was very like, I don't know, like it was very off-putting. Like that just really just gave me like it gave me a bad taste in my mouth.
And
Yes, it was. I wish I was joking, and I wish we had a better experience. We were there for like 3 or 4 days, I think, and yeah. And not only that, actually being in Guinea-Bissau, it's not much to do, to be honest. Like, it wasn't much to actually do there. That was just who we went with, maybe who our
really
tour
giving
guide.
it a good name here.
I'm sorry, anyone who is from Guinea-Bissau telling me watching this. I'm sorry, but that was just my personal experience. And it could be mainly because who we went with, who was showing us around. I don't think he knew what he was doing because he just seemed like he didn't know what he was doing. So it could be mainly that.
So
But it was
for
pretty.
so for a teenager living in Gambia, what does life look like? Okay, yeah, I know it's Corona at the moment, but outside of that, what sort of things is there for you to do?
Yeah, I want to first off say that being a teenager here is so freeing. And the thing about that, like sometimes like my friends, they would say, some friends that I've met here, they got sent here as a punishment. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I would think going to America would be a punishment or going elsewhere would be a punishment because you can't really do anything there. You know, everything is like so restricted and you have to be a certain age. But here, like everything is so free. You can stay out to like 7 o'clock in the morning without anything harming you. And it's just like being a teenager here, I think is really dope, to be honest. Like my parents became so much less strict. I'm telling you, I was never able to stay out past freaking 10 o'clock at night in America. But here, like they will let me stay out to like 5 in the morning because it's just that safe for kids and everything. And yeah, I would definitely say like that is one major thing, just how free it is. And of course there's like clubs you can go to and restaurants, but that's pretty much it. I wish, as I mentioned in my pros and cons video, that's the thing, I wish they had more like amusement parks or like parks in general, like just things for like more of the youth to go out and do it besides like clubbing. Because if you're like a teen going out to the club, that's not really a good scene, I should say. So yeah, I wish there was a little bit more for us to do here, but you know, that's a business opportunity. That's definitely a business opportunity. And yeah,
And I
it's
guess
not
what,
that
like
much to
going
do.
to the beach and stuff, is that the sort of
Going
thing?
to the beach and exploring. And for me, like what I've done with my friends, we always used to go camping at Sanyang Beach, which is not camping what you think it is. It's like we just are at these lodges on the beach or whatever and have bonfires. And yeah, just going to the beach with your friends is always really nice. And
That
camping,
sounds so
and
fun.
yeah, it's really fun. It's pretty much what you make it here. It's so freeing and what you make of it, to be honest, I guess. Yeah.
Amazing. Thanks so much for talking to me.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for watching this video, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. It helps me and supports my channel to continue making these videos. Thanks so much. See you later.